but we are joined with Coach Satterfield, the head coach of Appalachian State. If you have a question for Coach, please dial *1. Coach, while we're waiting for questions to get in the queue, would you mind starting us off with an opening statement? Coach, are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, just first of all, just proud of our team this past weekend, going up and playing in front of 105,000, a great atmosphere, fun game day, and our guys played hard and had a lot of fun with it, all the way up to the very end. But proud of the way they fought and hung in there, and, hopefully we'll grow and learn from that game and carry it into this week and have another great game for us. But, hate that we came up a little short. But we're excited about this week and the opportunity to get back on the field and, to play a good team in UNC Charlotte.
Thank you, Coach. Our first questions come from Rick Bonnell with the Charlotte Observer. Please go ahead, Rick.
Hey, Scott. You mentioned at Media Day a few weeks ago why you were excited about having an ongoing series with Charlotte. Could you talk a little about how Greater Charlotte fits into your recruiting and alumni relations, and anything you might have to say about how the community fits into the program?
Well, I think just the simple fact that we're so close to the city of Charlotte and then their surrounding areas. We have a huge alumni base within that area there, and and quite frankly, there's a lot of fans that drive up from the Charlotte area to come see us play on Saturday afternoons. And not only that, there's some really good high school football that is within an hour of the Charlotte area, and we do a lot of recruiting there. And so for that reason, and for those several reasons, I think for us to have a game that we're able to go play in Charlotte and then for them to come up here, and I just think it can be a natural rivalry, and we can get some things going with that. I just think it just makes sense, to play a team that close, that we can get some things going with.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you, Rick. Our next questions come from Ethan Joyce with the Winston-Salem Journal. Please go ahead, Ethan.
Hey, Scott. I'm not so much talking about Zach here as some of the other guys, but there were quite a few guys that got their first starts against Penn State. So what does it do to get those guys in there for a game like that one became?
Well, it's huge. I think that was one of the big question marks headed into it. We have a really young football team this year, and quite a few guys, their first time playing and certainly their first time starting for us this weekend. And how are they going to react? And those guys, I think, performed very, very well. So we always use this slogan, the moment's too big for you. Well, the moment wasn't too big for a lot of our guys. I think they went out there, they were very poised, confident in the plan and their approach that they were going to go on, and they performed. And that's what I was proud of, as a coach, to see our guys really just play with that level and have fun doing it, particularly guys that didn't have much experience. And our guys will continue to grow and build off of that, but it was exciting to see for that to be the first game in that environment.
I know Bear gets the start at right guard, but do you know about how much you guys split him and Cole through that game?
Yeah, Bear did get the start, and Bear played a little bit more than Cole did, but Cole came in and played great also. And I think, both of those guys, we all know this, you have to have some quality guys that can play at a position, because you're going to get some guys that's going to get dinged up. And so to have Cole and Bear both to be very, very solid, that gives you some inside guys that we can play, because Ryan Newsel, played every snap at left guard, but he also could play center. And so now you can move some guys around on the interior line. So I think but both of those guys played very well, and really that was the first significant action, for both of those guys in meaningful games in the inside, and they came out and passed the test. I mean, they did a really good job.
And last one for me, you mentioned after the game just how excited the entire team was to get back on the field, but as you mentioned earlier, you guys have a lot of guys from either Charlotte or the Charlotte area. Can you just get a sense from those guys, how excited they are to be playing around their home area?
Well, I think two things. I think, coming off of the game from Saturday, that, you want to get the taste out of your mouth and you want to get back on the field and play. And our guys certainly have that. We had a really good practice yesterday, very focused. Everybody's intent on what they have to do. And then on top of that, their families are going to have an opportunity to come see them play right there, and I think that's exciting. So for some of those guys that grew up and played right in that area there, they're going to be playing in front of their hometown fans, people they went to high school with, administrators they went to high school with, coaches, and all those things. And so you want to go out and perform and play at your very, very best. And so that's exciting for them to be able to play there in front of their home fans. And, so I think for those two reasons why I think this week, the guys are excited to play and get back out on the field.
Thank you, Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ethan. Our next questions come from Steve Baer with the Watauga Democrat. Please go ahead.
Coach, can you just kind of wrap up how Zach played? You mentioned playing for the moment. He had no problem doing that as a rookie. Just kind of evaluate.
Yeah, I thought he played with poise and confidence, and obviously he was nervous his first time going out in that environment, and you know what, he played very, very well. The thing that he did, he played hard, which I knew he would. He ran the ball hard. He threw the ball good. He had to throw the ball in some tight windows. And, he looked like he had been playing for a couple of years, quite honestly. I thought we were very impressed by his play, and our guys fed off of him and how he handled himself. And as I mentioned earlier, we got some really good players around him. We got some good receiving core. We got some really good running backs, and our offensive line can block. So, you put all that around you, it makes your job a little bit easier. But I did think he come out and handled himself very, very well. And he'll continue to grow and continue to get better and more comfortable, in that role. And, we're proud of the way he played.
Was there a plan to run the ball and kind of ease him into it, or did you forget his experience and just play,
No, I think we just try to call plays that we think that'll fit the talent that we have. And the first play of the game, he threw a pass and completed it to Corey. So, and then in the middle of the game, Peyton Derrick's never taken a snap for us on 4th and 2, and he comes off the bench and throws a completion, 22-yard completion down the sideline on 4th and 2 to set up a score, and then he comes back off. So I just think we call plays that we think is going to fit against whatever we're seeing, and also things that our guys can do. And we have all the confidence in the world in our players. And when it's their time to make a play, we expect them to make it, and most of the time they do.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, Stephen. Thank you, Coach. That's all the time we have for you today. We do appreciate it.
All right. Thanks.